Welcome to One Happy Thing, the podcast where three best-selling novelists, Maddie Dawson, Carrie Schaefer, and Jennifer Mormon, explore the silver linings, bright moments, and everyday magic that inspire a kinder, more creative world. One happy thing at a time.
Hi, and welcome to One Happy Thing, the podcast that really wants you to be happier by just experiencing life. I am here with my friends Carrie Schaefer and Jennifer Mormon. I'm Maddie Dawson, and we three have been writing books for a long time and also kind of practicing a little bit of magic here and there as we can. So I just wanted to talk about something today that I've been thinking about for a long time. I've been reading and writing about the law of attraction and how to manifest good things in life for a really long time. And I've meditated and I've listened to tapes and I've read books about happiness. And I got to say, things generally go pretty well in my life with all that attention to the good. And inspiration, as Carrie pointed out in a recent podcast, can really come from so many places. Even, I believe, as she pointed out, the Mary Tyler Moore Show with Ted Baxter telling Mary, you just need to have a good attitude. You get up in the morning, you drive to work. So I really buy into all that. But last week, I was so surprised to see inspiration coming from a very unexpected place. Let me tell you a little story. I have a 5-year-old granddaughter who lives in Minnesota. I'm going to call her Lemon because that's the name she gave her hamster. And she's everything that 5-year-olds are. She's curious, intuitive, opinionated, brilliant, and tempestuous. She's very dramatic. She says things to me like, Grammy, you are the heart of my heart. Believe me, I melt in her presence. So the other day, my daughter went to pick her up from pre-K, and the teacher said, be sure to ask Lemon about her conversation with Bill. Now, Bill is Lemon's best friend, and I know this because he lets her paint hearts and rainbows on his face during her 5th birthday party. And he didn't even go wash them right off. He just walked around gazing at her with happiness that he had these great decorations. So just as my daughter reached the classroom, though, Lemon came barreling out saying, Mom, you have to help me write a note to Bill. I need you to spell the words for me. She said, well, what do you want me to spell? Experience your life, Bill.
Wow.
Deep. From the mouth of a 5-year-old child.
Yeah. And my daughter's like, experience your life, Bill? Really? So Lemon wrote the sign, my daughter spelled out the words and she placed it in his cubby where he gets his mail. And the teacher said to my daughter during the day outside at recess time, all the children were playing except Bill. He was upset because his hands were cold and his nose was cold and his feet were cold. So Lemon went over to him and she put her hands on his shoulders and she said to him, Bill, I know you're cold. We're all cold. We live in a cold place. But look over there. We're all playing games and we're having fun, but you're sitting here by yourself complaining about how cold you are. You could come and have fun with everybody. You could experience your life. This is your life, Bill. And I'm not sure what effect this had on Bill's afternoon, but I do know he got a note from Lemon to take home to keep him reminded. But what it did for the rest of the family was really unmistakable. My daughter and son-in-law, by the way, say they've never talked this way to Lemon. They've never once mentioned those words to her. They were just as shocked as everybody that this was a message she really needed to deliver. So since then, my other son-in-law, he was so impressed with this that he had pencils made with his saying on it. Let's see if I can show you. Okay. Is it backwards? Experience.
No, it's perfect.
I love the rainbow.
We all, yes, with the rainbow, we all have pencils now that we can be reminded that this is the thing. And I look at my pencil all the time. And I have to tell you that even though I've been studying all these things for such a long time, there's something so simple about this message. It's so tempting to forget that our lives are here for us to experience. And we can be cold and wet or tired and hungry. And we can try to fix those things, sure. But ultimately, we need to get out of ourselves sometimes and just experience all the feelings that life has to offer us. We're given such a huge package of feelings and experiences like laughter and grief and tears and anger and joy and hysterical laughing and tenderness and awe. And all of it is just for us to have. I find myself and other people that I'm with, especially lately, people going, I don't like that, and I don't like that, and I don't like that, and I don't like that. You know, we kind of go along, and that is our default mode sometimes. But there's another choice. And I'm so glad I had this 5-year-old remind me that you can just experience life. Let the feelings be a huge wake up. They're all going to pass. That's the important thing. The cold recess is going to end and you'll go back inside where it's warmer. But in the meantime, there's a kid with a truck and a girl on the swings. And maybe you need to get over there and experience the heck out of this day.
I feel like your granddaughter needs to set up a business as a life coach.
No, I was going to have little business cards made for her, say, pre-K life coach. I mean, how does she know all this? She just has gleaned it somehow.
I love it though. And it's I mean, like you said, it's affected your whole family. It's a reminder for all of us, like you said, there's some kids on the swings and you're just sitting over here thinking, I'm cold. I don't want to do anything. I'm cold. And, all the things that we could potentially miss out on being able to experience just because we're stuck in a mood maybe. But, you can still have the mood and go get on the swings.
Right.
And you never know what's going to happen.
It's true. And in our grown-up lives, it's not a kid on the swings and stuff. And we probably go in when we're cold. We don't hang out outside, but our boss needs something. Our friend is sick. All these things are happening. We can list things every day that are irritating, but we can slip into awe. And we have that choice, and we have to remind ourselves that we have it. I think that's the main thing.
We do. And I want to share just a really quick little activity that I ran across the other day. And I need to tell you who I got this from, and I can't remember her name, so I'm going to put it in the show notes. But I got an email. It was a little class, and what was presented was this. It's just like, she called it 7 seconds, and it takes me more like 15, but just to get present and experience your life. And it's just really simple. You go like this. You just stop and you say quietly, probably to yourself, because you're probably in the middle of people and everywhere, I am here, which is huge just all by itself. It's like, I am here. And then you ask yourself, what do I see? And you notice just one thing that you can see. What do I hear? You notice one thing you can hear. You ask yourself, can I taste anything? Even if it's bad breath or leftover coffee, whatever you got going on, can I taste anything? Then it's, can I feel anything with my sense of touch? And then feeling the earth beneath you. Stand if you can and just feel grounded. And it really only just takes a few seconds, and it works. I'm telling you, actually, I've done this over the last few days. And it brings you back into this moment, this body, this set of senses. And yeah, maybe it's cold outside, but you're present to it instead of being lost in the story that you've been telling yourself. And I just really love this very much.
You know what I really love about that, Carrie, is that I feel like I go through my life kind of thinking the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, so that I don't notice where I've taken off my glasses or where I put my keys or anything. I'm just always barreling through, not paying attention as I go. And occasionally I'll stop and remember to pay attention, but not nearly enough. I don't do it on a regular basis. I'm always kind of like, oh, I got to do this. Now I got to do this. I got to do this. And I don't want to live that way. I really want to pay more attention. I want to learn.
I was thinking that too, that even when you're here, like if we're here together, and I'm not actually doing this, but this is an example, but I'm thinking about what I'm doing when we're done.
Yeah.
I've got to go to the grocery store, or I've got to finish this project, or I've got to, like, my mind is not actually present. Like, my body is here with you, but my mind is somewhere else. And so this, I don't know if you call it an activity, but this grounding and actually stopping and almost forcing yourself, or forcing your mind, if it's on a bunny trail, or I call it like, it's on a train somewhere else, it
Yeah.
brings you back to the present moment so that you can experience your life, Bill. Because otherwise, your body's here, but that's it. You're not actually participating. You're not actively participating in the present. You're either stuck in the past or you're fretting about something in the future. But if we come back, like you said, to do those moments, what do I see? What do I feel? What do I hear? You can't be anything but present.
It sounds so simple, doesn't it? And yet we don't really do it. I read something that said that when we're typing or scrolling or anything, we are not breathing. We are actually holding our breath. And
Wow.
I know, isn't that something? It's terrible. It's this wonderful book called Breath. You should read it. And the guy talks about all of this, how he invited people in and just observed them, asked them if they would come in and type, and he would give them cookies if they would do it. And they just came in and typed. None of them were breathing while they were doing it. You just don't realize how you're, tensed up.
I was about to say those moments we had an episode about that, where your shoulders are up by your ears and you're like, oh wait, hold on. I've got to bring them down. Like you don't even notice how your body's responding because you're not present in your body.
It's
No, I'm going to hazard a guess that you are breathing a little bit.
A little bit, you are, but you're not, like feeling. You're not getting your breath isn't going all the way through. You got to be breathing a little bit. You're right.
I was going to say, or we'd all be keeling, or we'd be dropping like flies.
Oh, but still, it means you're not breathing deeply. You're not actually experiencing the breath. You're almost, you're probably tense. That sounds like you're tense. It sounds like you're not filling up your lungs.
Here's another thing I ran across, it was a couple of years ago actually, which was the idea that when you're scrolling through your Instagram or your YouTube shorts or whatever, or Facebook, you are actually go into a trance mode, which is really kind of scary when you think about it, because you're very suggestible in trance. And this is one of the reasons which I am very careful.
That's how I buy things.
Yeah. But this is why I'm very careful about curating my algorithms, because I don't want to be scrolling through, like literally doom scrolling. If you're in trance, you're not aware, and that stuff is really sticking in your brain. So at least if I'm going to scroll, I want to see happy, funny, whatever, uplifting things.
Me too. The Disney food blog, I get a lot of those. I love it. I get a lot of Disney theme park jokes, happy, feel good things. Me too. And I actually, now that you said that you're intentionally doing it, I don't know that I was, but now I'm glad that I'm liking and looking at the things that make me happy. If I'm on there, that at least they're suggesting things that make me feel good.
Exactly. You can train the algorithm to be what you want it to be.
Yeah, be my friend.
Thank goodness for that.
Listeners out there, we would love to hear from you. If you have any ways that help you come into the moment and experience your life, whatever your name is, whether it's Bill or Brenda or whoever.
Answers are available.
I want a t-shirt.
I know.
I want a t-shirt. So we would love to hear from you. So feel free to drop us an email at onehappythingpodcast@gmail.com, or just, comment wherever you're listening to this and let us know what's going on with you and staying present in the moment.
And we'd love for you to subscribe to our channel on YouTube. You can subscribe on Spotify, Apple, all the listening platforms. We would love to know that you are also interested in not doom scrolling and curating your list of happy things. And leave us a comment. We always love to hear what y'all have to say.
Love hearing from you. Oh my goodness. It's our best favorite thing.
Yeah, it's a happy thing. So we will see you next time, when I actually have something to share with you that builds on what Maddie's been talking about. So make sure to stay tuned and check in for the next episode. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to One Happy Thing. We hope today's episode brought a little extra joy your way. If you loved it, help us spread happiness by subscribing and leaving a review. And join us next time for One Happy Thing.
Yeah.